When it comes to training aerobically, let's take a look at 4 definitive benefits that most people are not aware of. At the time of this recording, I've been an exercise physiologist for over 37 years, and one of the most overlooked energy systems is going to be aerobic capacity. When you're looking at the idea of going fast, the number one limiter for most individuals is always going to be the availability of oxygen. So when you look at the percentage of time that you're spending on a weekly basis training, you need to be putting a greater emphasis on aerobic capacity. When we're looking at how do we evaluate if somebody's improving, the very first thing that we look at is their field testing and assessments. Whenever we do a round of assessments, which is about every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the individual and their race schedule, what we're looking for is a faster elapsed time at a lower average and a lower max heart rate number. When you have a definitive variable that you can measure, you're able to eliminate any external variables, such as doing a 10-mile time trial on a bicycle on a trainer where you can set the load level and you have absolutely no outside influences like tailwinds, uphills, stop signs, or anything like that. You could use the Concept 2 rower, you could swim, you could run. When we do something like running, we do like to put it on the treadmill for the exact same reasons. Now, when you look at the ability to evaluate, is your aerobic engine improving, all you have to do is look at your elapsed time, should be quicker, and it should be at a lower heart rate, both average and max. So when you stop and you understand that your number one limitation to go fast is the ability to deliver oxygen, you'll really get behind those aerobic workouts. The second thing that you have to take into consideration as a hidden benefit is when you train aerobically, you leverage more stored body fat for fuel. Now this has a twofold benefit. Whenever you're calculating VO2 max, volume of oxygen uptake, when you're doing that in a clinical environment, they will always take your percentage of body fat as part of the calculation. So when you train aerobically, you melt body fat, you utilize it for fuel, you're increasing your VO2 max because as you decrease your percentage of body fat, your VO2 max goes up. It's just a mathematical equation. The other side of it is you're also improving what we refer to as your speed percentage to fat. A lot of people like to talk about strength to weight ratios. We like to look at what is your percentage of body fat relevant to your top end speed numbers and how long you can maintain that. The reason why that's important is as you decrease the percentage of body fat, you're more efficient at dissipating heat. Therefore, you should be seeing an improvement in that category. So as we look at your top end speed and we look at your ability to maintain it, it always will improve as we decrease the percentage of body fat. So training at a lower heart rate using a Garmin heart rate monitor is going to make sure that you're on the path to increasing your speed as a byproduct of having a lower body fat percentage. Another benefit that people don't realize is when you train predominantly aerobically, when it comes time to doing your speed work. So for example, in preseason, everything should be done aerobically with a focus on getting physically strong. When we move into pre-competitive and we start dropping in speed work, if you've done a great job of establishing a big aerobic base, when you need that top end speed, the body's able to deliver the amount of oxygen that's necessary. So what we like to say in the physiology world is it's easier to go fast once you have a bigger aerobic engine, and it's easier to go fast when you have a big base of strength. So as you move into your speed season, right, you start your pre-competitive phase and you start dropping in speed workouts, when you've laid that huge aerobic base, you'll be able to go faster with less effort. Now, a hidden benefit behind the scenes is you're going to notice that you recover extremely quickly. When we're looking at the Garmin dashboard, this is one of the easiest ways that you can evaluate how much has your aerobic engine developed. When you do a series of intervals, look at how quickly the heart rate plummets. When the heart rate plummets extremely quickly, you take this concept of the video and you're actually putting your data through the concept, and there is where you're going to be able to see how quickly does your heart recover in 30, 60, and 90 seconds after an interval. You can see with what we've spoken about in today's video, there's a multitude of benefits associated with aerobic training. You could add on top of that low oxidative stress. You could also add on top of that aerobic training reduces the risk of adrenal fatigue. These are things that we've spoken about in other videos, and we're going to continue to elaborate on the multitude of benefits associated with aerobic training, both mentally and physically. But I wanted you to see how training aerobically will actually make you faster. So many people fall into the trap of thinking you have to do speed work to get faster. Obviously, that's part of the equation, but it has to be done at the right time, and you have to make sure that you establish a base to leverage that speed work. Thank you so much for watching this video. As I mentioned, we've put out a tremendous amount of videos over the last 20 years, so if you're new to the channel, please take the time to go back and look at our YouTube channel. You can find different categories by looking at the playlist. Also, do me a favor, like and subscribe this video. It helps the algorithm, the number of people who are who are subscribing. The numbers go up every week, and we're forever thankful. We do strive to put out a video every day here on YouTube. So like I said, please like and subscribe. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.